Ganaja reporting violence. Just at the point of collation of total results, there is violence everywhere. Thugs everywhere. Thugs everywhere. You can hear the gunshots. They are here to disrupt proceedings.
The result of the just conducted war, or you can call it gun battle or thug war in Kogi State and Bayelsa State, have been released. And the party with stronger firearm or firepower have been declared winner. And ever since then, many people have been sending me videos of the shooting, the killing, the violence, and all manner of criminality that was witnessed during that process. And they're sending it in justification to their position with respect to the Nigeria political process, that it is hopeless and it should completely be either avoided or boycotted. And that stands against my own position and the ideology driving this platform, where we believe and insist that the political process is the sure way to hand over power back to the people. Now, many of them who sent me these videos and make their assertion want me to come up with my own opinion coming from what happened last weekend. And here it is. And I want you to listen to me with an open heart. First of all, I would like to tell you that this platform insists and will continue to insist that until the people understand the powers they have, there is no hope for any freedom of any kind, whether economic freedom, political freedom, social freedom, and even spiritual freedom. I don't want to take your time. I want to tell you, coming back from the position of what happened in Bayelsa State and what happened in Kogi State. And some of them are telling me that, having seen all that, there is no way the people can take over power because the violence is too much, the intimidation, the thuggery, the killing is unbearable. Now, the question is, who are being used during this electoral process from all strata? Who are the ones being used to carry out this violence? The people. Both the people, they are the ones that conduct these elections. Some of them are lecturers, professors from different universities. The same people are being used for thuggery and the rest of them. Now, hear this. There are three major stakeholders when it comes to election or electoral process anywhere around the world. One, the umpire of the election. In Nigerian case, the INEC. Two, the political parties. Then three, the people. And the people are the strongest factor that determines electoral process. The people, whether you like it or not. And why do I say that? The people forms the bulk of the society. And when the people are gullible, where the people are uneducated, where the people are poor and hungry, the resultant effect is being reflected through the electoral process. Take it or leave it. These two states and every other state where you can witness such barbaric thuggery and violence is where the government have completely failed, is where the people are hungry, the youths are unemployed and jobless. That is why They can either sell their vote, be used as thuggery during the electoral process. They are the ones that can be bought to cause some of these anomalies when it comes to the electoral process. The other two, the INEC and the political parties, they are not even the bigger problem. But the political parties and the players, they are the beneficiaries of the system, because when they go into power, they deprive you of jobs, they make you hungry, they make sure that you are vulnerable to be used for the next electoral process to their own favor. But the problem is that the people, through this campaign, we have been trying to provoke their consciousness, to release them from their mental slavery. We have been trying to use this medium to cause a revolution mentally, so that the people will realize the powers they have and the games that have been skewed against them, and how they are being used against themselves and their own future. Now, if you take a look at the thuggery, you will not see any of the political parties, nor their contestants or the beneficiaries of this political process, I mean the politicians. You will not see them using their children. You will not see them using their words. But who are they using? The vulnerable youths, the jobless youths, who are now seeing thuggery as a means of survival. Tell me why an employed youth, an engaged youth, will want to be used for political thuggery. Now, let me ask you again. Those of you who are working so hard, risking your lives to bring in one never-do-well, one vagabond into power, what do you expect after the election? All these years, we've witnessed the same process. And at the end of the day, just 2 days, 3 days, maximum of 1 week after the election, or after they have been sworn back into office, you are not even allowed to come close to them. And the money they gave you, yes, they give you 100,000 naira. And that will be in less than 1 month. You will no longer see where that money is. And if you still carry out thuggery or arms and all the rest of them, then you'll be tagged criminal, kidnapper, and the rest of them. And they will make law to hang you. If you cry and complain, they'll tag it hate speech, because you are the one that was used to bring them into power. And that is the same all over Nigeria. And that is why Africa has continued to go back. Now, ask yourself, why would somebody try to kill? Why would somebody try to unleash that kind of violence to serve you? Have you asked yourself that question? Have they ever done anything to your interest? The answer is no. And that is a clear litmus test to tell you that those that you have in power do not have your interest at heart. Rather, they want to continue plundering. They want to continue diverting public funds to their own private use. A massive, primitive accumulation of wealth, while you continue dying of hunger, dying of preventable disease, dying of road accidents, dying of every manner of death. Every day you die. But if you are asked to stand up to defend the only source, the only hope you have to live a life, what will you say? You don't care. You don't want to be part of it. It is a dirty game. Okay, allow it for the pigs to continue playing the dirty game of politics, and we all will continue to drown in misery. I don't want to take you too far, because some people have said, I've advocated that the Biafran people should go into power to get, political power. That is the instrument. Yes, I still stand on it. And when some people come up with this analogy, I said, even within the Igbo terrain, I think I give them a thumbs up when it comes to their politics. Oh yes, where all those places they go about with gun and bullets and all that to unleash mayhem to win election. In this part of Nigeria, especially Anambra State, now money for hand, back for ground. That one, they are not into. They don't want to waste their money shooting bullets or shooting guns. No, they will just buy the vote. And there are two sides of the coin. Whether they use gun or they use money to buy the vote, the resultant effect is the same thing. Bad governance. And you are the victim of the entire process. Now, coming to the Biafran people or any other group in Nigeria that are agitating one thing or the other, but turning their back on the electoral or political process, my dear, hear this, and hear this very clearly. In Anambra State, for instance, you have electorates, eligible voters to the tune of 3 million people. And you allowed only 300,000 to go out there, sell their votes, and bring in never-do-wells to be your political leaders and decide your fate. You are the one causing your own problem. I say it and I continue saying it. I keep telling our people, because they will say, they will rig you out. There is no election in Nigeria and all that trash. It is a clear game. So we understand the game as that. So if you understand that this is how the game is being played, what is your own plot to turn it around? And taking a look at these men, because when they talk about they use violence, they will come and buy votes and the rest of them, that your vote will not count. I now start wondering how manage, how are we even thinking that we're going to get the freedom we seek, if that is your own submission. Now let me tell you, these men you are looking at now, just look at them. These are hardcore, die-hard Biafrans. You have these men manning all the polling units in Biafran land. Tell me, who is that vagabond? Who is that man born of a woman that will come to thwart your vote? That the vote of the Biafran people that they have casted in their homeland to elect their leaders that will go out there and represent their interests and their aspiration. Tell me, who is that man born of a woman that will come in the name of political talk? And we have them, and you're looking at them. But the problem is that they don't want to be part of the process. So they leave it for some useless youths out there that will be used to thwart your vote, and you continue crying because we are all looped into the same system. Because you're one of your own, you don't have your own Nigeria or your own Biafran land separate. All of us are into the same mess. So until we all gather together and decide once and for all to grab power, no man born of a woman, I keep saying it, that can stop Biafran people in Biafran land to occupy government houses and use same for their aspiration. Because I will continue telling you, I am a Biafran. I'm in Biafran land. I don't need to contest that or argue that with anybody. My problem is those who you have left in their hands to decide your fate. Who are they and what are they loyal to? What is their ideology? Until the people crying and wailing, the Biafran especially, who have continued to suffer oppression and deprivation, until we realize the powers we have and grab power in our homeland. I'm not talking about Abuja for now. I'm talking about Biafran land, Enugu, Imo State. They call hinterland good. Ndi Kwetegodu na Habu Biafrans. I mean the Igbo Biafrans and other parts of Biafran land in general. If we all decide that we are going to grab power and we use that to pursue our aspiration. If it is regional government, the restructuring you're talking about, the self-determination you're talking about, the referendum you're talking about, the diplomatic process you are engaging, if you do not have power, my dear, it will be extremely difficult extremely difficult, except you start another war. So if you agree it is war that you can use to get the freedom we seek, then there is no point talking about political process. But if you say you are peaceful, you are following through the due process of law, then there is one gate available for you: grab power and use same for both diplomatic and again, I tell you, when we complain about this or deprivation and all that in Nigeria, in Biafran land, especially in Igbo land, the people that are in power, they are answering your names. Okay, Kafo. They are your own brothers. They are Biafrans, so they are still Biafrans too. But what is the ideology driving them? The ideology of one Nigeria. That is why we are in a mess in Biafran land. But if it is the politics of Biafra running the Biafran ideology in Biafran land, let me tell you, in less than 10 years, Dubai will be a child's play to what Biafran land will look like. Because we have the resources, we have the mental capacity, we have the human resource, we have the natural resources, we have the capacity, anyhow you can think of it, to transform our homeland into the heaven and paradise we seek. And that is the first freedom we are asking for. I never and do well our resources when those better. I'll talk on that. What do you call it? People talk about Islamic agenda, Fulani agenda. What is your agenda and how are you pursuing it? They know the agenda they are pursuing and they know how to get it. And that is why they insist and continue insisting that government in Nigeria is their birthright. That is why they continue grabbing power and using the same to frustrate you, to intimidate you, and to subjugate you. The only way you can reverse that is to take over power and determine your fate in your homeland. That is where I'm wrapping it up. You can continue the discussion here from the column below. Let me have your opinion. Let me have your thoughts. Let us together form this powerful community that will change our lives for good. We don't have any time to waste blabbing and wailing and crying on the social media, because now we will be the people. Now we be government.
Now we be government.